हेलो दोस्तों, दिस इज बरकतुल। वेलकम टू हैक फॉर कोड। सो यार, आज हमारे साथ है आदित्य ठाकुर। हे आदित्य, थैंक्स फॉर joining us and would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. I am Aditya Thakur. I currently work as developer advocate at 100ms. It's an audio video company, and we help you integrate like the audio or video calling into your applications. Other than that, I am a Flutter developer. I've been working with Flutter for over 2 years now, and I've since like built a community around it. We are close to 1,500 plus developers. I make YouTube videos on it, and I've been an open source contributor to like the Flutter Fire repository and the Flutter community plugins. So been working there for quite a while, and I'm also active in the community. I've been a speaker at Flutter Global Summit and events here in India, like Google I/O Extended, New Delhi, and such. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome to hear. So first thing first, सबसे पहले फ्लटर है क्या एक्चुअली? आप थोड़ा सा डिटेल में इसको बताना चाहेंगे?
Sure. So Flutter is a cross-platform software development kit, you can call it. What it helps you do is like using the same code base, you can build applications for multiple devices. So right now with Flutter, you can build for 6 operating systems, which is like a very big advantage when it comes to development. Using the same code base, now you can ship applications to Android, iOS, and also desktop, like the Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, and also you can create web applications. Not only that, other than these 6 operating systems, you can even create applications for embedded devices. There are demos out there like for Flutter, like applications that can run on Google Home and such devices. So it is a big advantage when it comes to development. I like to think like Flutter, since you're using the same code base for all these different platforms, you can save up on the development logic, like the underlying logic of your application can remain same, whereas you can customize the UI, like whatever is seen on the screen, depending on the operating system you want to work with.
या बहुत अच्छा, बहुत सही बात। तो लाइक हाउ वाज योर जर्नी? कहाँ से आप शुरू किए? कैसे आपको पता चला कि हाँ, फ्लटर डेवलपमेंट में जाना चाहिए? और कैसा कैसा आपका, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, एक पर्टिकुलर रोड मैप जो आप अपनी जर्नी में फॉलो किए, वो क्या शेयर करना चाहेंगे?
Sure. So when I first started, I didn't like jump into Flutter. Like the main goal before starting out was to build applications. Now, these could be like web applications, but I was more focused on mobile because I wanted to maybe create games, put them on Play Store, and like have people play them. I started out with the MIT software GDevelop, so that I wouldn't recommend right now. Like if you want to try it out, it's out there. But I moved to Flutter because I wanted to get more control of my applications. Like खुद code लिख के I wanted to build applications, and that is when I moved to Flutter. Talking about mobile development, like the obvious choice when you start with it, like since I had a Windows device. I thought downloading Android Studio I could build for Android platform, but with Flutter, I like the advantage was like the same applications could be used on iOS as well. So a roadmap, if I was like starting out right now, would be like first head over to the flutter.dev website, get the SDK, download it. There are a lot of courses available online. When I first started, I took up a course by Dr. Angela Yu on Udemy. It is a paid course, but like you can get it for I think 800 like above that somewhere, but it's a worthwhile investment. So get the course, maybe follow it along, build some applications. Then I started to put them up on LinkedIn, so that helped me get like the first few jobs in Flutter. So that was really helpful. Right now, there are free courses on YouTube that you can take up. There's a course I have on my channel, which is like free to start with Flutter. But then you can go on to building like UI using Flutter, since it's a front-end framework. Like do some UI clones. It would tell you what all widgets to use, what all different things are there in Flutter, and how you can customize pixels on screen. So that would be like a beginner roadmap to Flutter development.
या दैट्स इंडीड अ ग्रेट पॉइंट और बहुत अच्छा रिसोर्सेज आपने बताया। और जैसे कि मैं आज ही आपका एक वीडियो देख रहा था फ्लटर डेवलपमेंट रोड मैप के ऊपर, उसमें आपने कहा कि आपका पहला इंटर्नशिप जो लगा था वो सिर्फ उस वक्त आपको यूआईस के बारे में ही पता था, बहुत सारी चीज़ें के बारे में आपको मालूम था नहीं। बट अभी क्या है कि हमें लगता है और सब मतलब मैक्सिमम लोगों को ये लगता है कि यार अभी मैं रेडी नहीं हूँ इंटर्नशिप्स के लिए, अप्लाई नहीं करते या थोड़ा और जान ले। तो फ्लटर डेवलपमेंट में अगर कोई सीख रहा है, कोई रिसोर्सेज फॉलो कर रहा है, रोड मैप फॉलो कर रहा है, तो कहाँ पे आने के बाद आप रिकमेंड करेंगे कि हाँ इंटर्नशिप्स के लिए अप्लाई करना शुरू कर दो?
Good question, actually. So a lot of people also ask me, like, what is the starting point? Where do you know you are good enough to start with, an internship? The first one that I got could be like a edge case where, जहाँ पे like I knew the founder, they liked my profile, so they hired me quite early in the process because I didn't know UI as such. I learned how to make like a responsive application when I was, working that job. So right now, if I were to talk about where should you, think about getting an internship, if you like know your way around certain, like if you know the basic of user interface, like you can lay widgets on screen, you can make HTTP calls. Like those are helpful, even if you're working with a database or if you're using like a company product or API that you have to integrate. So know UI, know HTTP calls in Flutter, and know a little bit about state management, because when you're working an internship, it's probably like the company has a big code base and they want to, manage state effectively. So these three things, if you know them, I would say like that is enough. You don't have to, go into much details there. You can start looking out for internships, start applying to roles. The best thing I like about this is, best thing about applying to internships with Flutter is like there are different roles based on your level. So if like you get hired by a company or an early stage startup, you can focus alone on building the UIs, and somebody senior in the team can help you with the integration side of things, and you will probably learn more when you're working on a bigger scale project than you would, when working on your own things, because that would teach you like a lot more. I take the example of my second internship that I did, because I learned about I learned a lot from Firebase functions to everything, optimizing the app for the end user, because we don't think about these things when you are working on a solo project or we're working as a solo developer. When we are working for end users, we have to add in a lot of things, like maybe a tutorial of the app, how would they navigate from one page to other. We have to take all those things into consideration. So it's a bigger learning curve when you are, working with a team, maybe a good set of mentors on a project that would be, shipped out to users.
या बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आपने ये इस डाउट को सॉल्व किया है। उम्मीद करते हैं कि जो लोग भी ये देख रहे हैं उन्हें समझ आ गया होगा कि हाँ किस तरह से कहाँ पे आने के बाद आप इंटर्नशिप्स के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। और ऐसा बहुत सारा मिथ है लाइक कि फ्लटर अभी तक स्टेबल हुआ नहीं है या फ्लटर को ज़बरदस्ती पुश किया जा रहा है कम्युनिटीज़ में, तो इसके ऊपर आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे?
I would certainly be a bit defensive here because, ever since, I've been working with Flutter for 2 years now, and when I first started, like this thing about Flutter not being stable was there. But over time, Flutter has grown a lot. Like even if you look at the development experience today as compared to what was just some time back, there's a big change. And for this, I only have a few examples out there. If you're familiar with the largest startup, or I would say, the startup in terms of revenue, Zerodha, they have 2,200 crore rupees in revenue, and they have their application built out in Flutter. So chances are, like, if you are not able to build good applications, you're just not a good developer. There are a lot of companies that generally tend to switch from React Native, because the builds are not stable. But there are equally companies that continue to use it. Like there's Coinbase, which is which has like good blogs on that cross platform is in India. We have a lot more companies like Zest Money, Tata Digital recently take out Flutter development for their own projects. So I don't think like going forward, Flutter is that unstable. The community has helped it grow a lot. Like the push part is, I as a Flutter developer love the development experience. I can quickly see changes on screen. Therefore, other people who start out with it, they also love it and they want to, give back to the community. So they are a little bit pushy in that case. Try it out, maybe you'll love it. So that is the case with all of us, I guess.
राइट राइट परफेक्ट सो लाइक ठीक है फ्लटर क्या है हमने ये समझ लिया क्या कैसे शुरू करना चाहिए कुछ कुछ मिथ्स भी हमने तोड़ दिया लाइक फिर भी ठीक है यूडीएमई में बहुत सारे कोर्सेज है फ्लटर के बट आप एक ऑफ कोर्स आपके एक चैनल पे आपने फ्री कोर्स रखा है फ्लटर का सो क्या वो कोर्स इनफ है किसी के लिए भी to just getting started with Flutter development?
Yeah, definitely the course is enough. Like it would help you learn about the basic widgets, so to teach you that how to do that. And a lot of people have already used it. So I have the same course on Udemy also. It's available there for free. So I have a lot of ratings जहाँ पे people have said कि okay, this is a good course. One of the modules right now might be a bit outdated, but I'm working on updating that. I would be able to do it on Udemy. YouTube, I don't know if it would be possible. But other than that, like even if it's not my course, there are a lot of free resources. Like you don't preferably have to go with Udemy. The only thing I like about Udemy is, you have your course structured and you can ask questions if you like get a paid course.
Right.
But there is a course available on YouTube also if you are like interested in learning it in depth. There's a course by Vandad. So he's a Flutter GD. So he has like a 35 video or 35-hour plus playlist on Flutter, and he keeps uploading other tutorials, so you can always refer that. If you want to go into something more project based where you get to work on projects, there are creators like Rivan. So he has also published a course with Free Code Camp. You can follow his course how to build like an Instagram clone. So it generally covers like you can build out that project and you learn about a lot of things while doing that. So you learn about backends, you learn about how to lay out widgets, all that is there. Udemy, I think right now the courses that are available there might be overpriced for the value they give out. You can instead try out YouTube free courses available with like better quality content that you can ask for. So yeah.
Yeah, बहुत सही बात है तो लाइक जैसे कि एक इंस्पिरेशन चाहिए होता है हर किसी को लाइफ में कुछ करने के लिए तो अभी फ्लटर के लिए आप एक इंस्पिरेशन हो जैसे कि आपने कहा कि 2020 में आपने फ्लटर शुरू किया तो क्या फ्लटर से आपको क्या क्या एडवांटेजेस मिली है आपके अभी जो डेवलपर एडवोकेट है आप 100 MS लाइव में और इतनी सारी इंटर्नशिप्स किए तो क्या एडवांटेजेस आपको फ्लटर से मिले हैं थ्रू आउट योर जर्नी थोड़ा बताना चाहेंगे
Yeah, sure. So honestly, like I have built out my career on top of Flutter as such, like you can call that, because I come from a tier 3 college. Like the university isn't as good, and I wasn't very hopeful keep placement would be good. I started out with Flutter in my second year, and have never looked back. I worked on a few projects myself, started putting myself out there, like on social media platforms where I would post what I'm doing. I got my first few internship opportunities through the first two internships that I did were in Flutter. So, like it was source of this revenue starting early. Like within my third year, I had internships, while a few of the folks in my class who got internships a bit later, since they stuck by the same computer science route where you complete your 4 years then get the internship. But for like last year, I've been working with 100 MS for over a year now. So I've been with them. My role has changed. Like I wouldn't call myself a Flutter developer in the sense like I don't work with the organization solely focusing on Flutter. I have learned other frameworks that I have to work with as a developer advocate. So developer advocacy goes into multiple domains. We have to talk about web, we have to talk about mobile development. But I think Flutter has helped me generally, whenever I'm starting out with a new framework, framework, I compare it to how we did things in Flutter, and that generally clears out a lot of things, makes it easier to grasp. And Flutter is here. Like, I have been involved in the community. We continue to do sessions. We continue to talk to people. I continue to help like with open source contributions. As in, if I find some issue, like if we find some issue across a package, so we try to fix that. Maybe make a PR. Maybe open an issue there on their GitHub. Have conversations around it. So I think largely has helped me with my career, and I have stayed with it because I love the framework. So yeah.
बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी है आपका। मैं भी जाके फ्लटर शुरू कर दूंगा अगर ज़्यादा सुनने लगा तो। सो बस आप लोग को उम्मीद है कि आप लोग को समझ में आ गया होगा कि हाँ फ्लटर क्या होता है, कैसे शुरू करना है, और कुछ सोचना नहीं है। डिस्क्रिप्शन में जाकर आदित्य भाई का यूट्यूब का प्लेलिस्ट हमने दे चुका है, आप जाइए चेकआउट कीजिए और फ्लटर के साथ स्टार्ट कर दीजिए अपना करियर। और फिर जैसे आदित्य भाई ने कहा कि कभी पीछे मुड़ के मत देखिए। सो या
Thank you so much for having me today.
थैंक यू सो मच आदित्य भाई फॉर कमिंग।